Hi, I am Daniel Okwufulueze, a senior engineer at dunnhumby here in Berlin, Germany. dunnhumby is the world's leading customer data science organization. I'll be talking about my journey to becoming a senior engineer at dunnhumby. I'll also be giving advice to aspiring engineers and developers looking to get into the software industry. Finally, I'll be discussing my professional goals for 2020. So let's begin with my journey to becoming a senior engineer at dunnhumby. I studied computer science at Lagos State University, LASU in Nigeria. Back then in school, I saw firsthand the power of computation and how problems become easier to solve when presented as computational problems. I quickly realized that computational problems are largely platform agnostic. They don't care about your platform, and their solutions can be implemented for any of the layers of a typical layered architecture. I found myself more interested in creating solutions to problems, regardless of the layer for which the solution is to be implemented or the platform on which the solution will be deployed. So specializing in one particular layer or platform naturally became an unattractive venture to me. I decided that I was going to be a software engineer, focusing on building solutions for any purpose instead of focusing on one particular implementation detail, like say front end or back end. That resolved in 2014. I began my professional life in software engineering. In my years of experience as a software engineer, I have worked with both small and large teams. I've worked in different software-enabled industries like health, e-commerce, automotive, information technology and services, marketing and advertising. I've also authored and contributed to open source projects that run on platforms like the blockchain, Web 2.0, and Web 3. Before joining dunnhumby, I was a technical team lead at Andela, a company that maintains the top 1% of software engineers on the African continent and helps other companies build high-performing distributed engineering teams with Africa's most talented software engineers. At Andela, I led a team of engineers building world-class internal products. And in the process of leading these engineers to build internal products for Andela, I improved both my technical leadership skills and my engineering skills. The experiences I had gathered over the years eventually made it possible for me to get into dunnhumby as a senior engineer. My advice to aspiring engineers and developers looking to get into the software industry: to be a software engineer, you have to be passionate, really passionate about solving tough problems. You're the kind of person who loves thinking. You see opportunities where most people see problems. You're patient enough to think through a system thoroughly, and you're able to produce really strong models before even writing your very first line of code. You're the kind of person who listens actively to understand deeply without making any assumptions about your users' expectations. And you don't believe that there's such a thing as a stupid question. Basically, you ask a lot of questions. You're also a very strong proponent of engineering best practices. As you improve in your career, you'd eventually become a senior engineer, leading other engineers and mentoring new ones. Apart from leading engineers in your team, you're expected to be proficient in software engineering. Implementation details are not blockers for you. They just don't matter. You can operate on any software platform or layer. This expectation that you should be comfortable regardless of the software platform or the architectural layer is basically the uniquely identifying distinction between a senior engineer and another engineer with a specialized role like senior front-end engineer or a senior back-end engineer or a senior DevOps engineer. You're ready to study and understand any software platform your team needs to succeed. And you're the kind of person who is able to gain this understanding quickly enough to get quality solutions to production. So, as you can see, the software engineer role is a pretty responsible role. To be a successful senior engineer, you have to approach software problems, regardless of the platform or the layer, as opportunities to learn and improve. Software engineering has principles that apply regardless of the software platform. Seek to understand these principles, and you may begin to see with time, as familiar concepts show up over and over again, that there's really nothing new under the sun. It is true that having specialized engineers assures experts confidence. But an engineer who could actually function productively, regardless of the platform, regardless of the architectural layer, is definitely a gift to any organization. My professional goals for 2020 include reading 10 more books than I read this year, contributing to another exciting open source project, attending more software conferences than I did this year, leading my team to deliver on all our promises to dunnhumby, and improving EarthView. EarthView is a Web3 blockchain truffle box that I built in 2017. All right, guys. That will be all from me. I hope I was able to pass valuable information across to you. Thank you very much. Good luck.